Here at Whittier College, it's a special semester where you can take one class for 1 month at your leisure. Imagine taking a class where you could learn about Lord of the Rings or even spend a week at a Buddhist temple. Let's take it to Professor Morris, who teaches the Lord of the Rings class. I'm here with Professor Sean Morris, who's teaching the Lord of the Rings Jan term class. Now, Professor, can you tell us about the class?
Sure. The title's not too misleading. It's about the Lord of the Rings, and the idea is that each week is focused around one of the books. So, first week is Fellowship Week, second week is Two Towers Week, third week is Return of the King Week, and 4 week system will do some of the other works that last week, but I've squeezed them in other places this time. And the idea behind it is partly to just discuss the works in and of themselves, but then also partly to try to figure out what all the connections are in terms of background reading, in terms of background history and biography that Tolkien would have known about that's informing this world that he's creating. People do reports on various things. Today we did some Elvish lessons and talked about the language of Finnish, which is the language that apparently inspired him because of its sounds to create his own language, Elvish, that sounds in times a little bit like that. So those are just some of the things that we're doing. Lots and lots of outside reading, lots and lots of people doing reports on even more outside reading and history and connections to just give people a sense of the whole universe of details that were all in Tolkien's mind and that kind of bubbled together in a sort of stew out of which he created Lord of the Rings. And that's basically the class in a nutshell.
Cool, it sounds really interesting. And when are you going to offer the class again?
Well, I do my Jan term classes because I right now have 3 that I'm teaching in regular rotation on a 3-year schedule. So this year's Lord of the Rings. Next year, I'm taking the Canterbury Pilgrimage class to England. And the year after that, I'll probably go back and do the Robin Hood class again, which I did last January. And then after that, it'll be back to Lord of the Rings.
Could you picture yourself giving up technology and taking a vow of silence for a week? It's tougher than you think, and we have a few students here to talk about it. I'm outside Hoover right now with Hannah Schaefer, who went to the Buddhist temple retreat last Jan term. Now, Hannah, can you tell us a little about the retreat?
It was a really good experience, and it's very structured compared to the busy life that we have today. So it was nice to sit back and not have to think about what I'm doing and just kind of live for a little bit.
Cool, and would you recommend that for future students?
Definitely, it's nice to get my thoughts together, and I think anybody could benefit from it.
And how would you prepare for this?
There's not really anything you can do to prepare because I felt like I was thrown into it, and I knew that it was going to be difficult, but it's really difficult to have to be with yourself for a long time.
Other unique classes that are happening within Jan term are the Japanese ghost stories, the China business trip, the Ireland art trip, world percussions, and the films and styles of Clint Eastwood. Well, there you go, poets, and keep your eyes open for next year's Jan term classes. You never know what new classes might pop up. This has been Andrew Todd reporting for QCTV.